internet happened to me. Today internet is a legit entertainment medium. I think it's been a very interesting journey. Like, whatever I can say about my character is that she's a 19-year-old girl. With Karwaan, Muramba especially, and all my web series, what happened was that everything was an experiment. And more than exciting, it's been enriching, because with Irrfan sir, I learned how to be present in a scene. I had to like remind myself that, you know, I can't be watching them as an audience because I'm in this scene and the camera is watching me. So it was a very important lesson that I learned from him. Whether it's a web series or it's a Marathi film or it's a Bollywood film, these are the two things that are very, very important to me. Hi you guys, I'm Mithila Palkar and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama. Very interesting, very, I wouldn't say surprising, because nothing came as like I was not sitting at home and everything was coming to me, because I was working towards it. But it's been interesting because it's a lot of like, for me, I always wanted to become an actor, and that's all that I knew. Like, I knew I wanted to do theatre, and at some point I knew that I wanted to do films, but I was never in a hurry to get to any of that. I was just trying to experiment with whatever came my way, and I kept experimenting with it. It's just that internet happened to me, and I mean, I guess I've just lived on it for the last 3 years, and that's where people started seeing me first. So today internet is a legit entertainment medium, and when I started with it like nobody like the concept of web shows was very, very new. So it's been a good change, because I've also ridden on the wave of the internet. I've ridden on like the high tide of it as it went. So I think it's been a very interesting journey. And then everything else also started unveiling. Like with the Cup song, a lot of people realized that I'm a Maharashtrian, which is how people from Muramba got in touch with me to give an audition. And of course, Karwaan also happened similarly. I've been auditioning for a few projects with Nandini Shrikant, who is the casting director on our film. Akash, I know through theatre. He also said that, you know, you're somebody who fits the bill of the character. So when I suggest names to Nandini, yours will be one of the names that I am going to suggest. So everything like happened out of the networking that I had done in the past, and I had met a few people who knew I wanted to act in. Things started unveiling on their own. So it's been quite fun. It's been quite interesting. Because not much has been, like we've not been able to say much either, because there's not like none of our teasers or trailer or none of those things have released yet. So we can't really say much about anything. But like whatever I can say about my character is that she's a 19-year-old girl, and she's quite a spunky, very confident girl, and end of teens and getting into like the real life right now, but very, very practical and unapologetic for like having the kind of opinions and choices that she has. I had a great time with both of them. I mean, to be very honest, I was very nervous about working with Irrfan. So DQ and I were introduced to each other on the film, really. Like, I mean, I'm a little embarrassed to say this, but I must confess that like I hadn't watched DQ's films until I met him on Karwaan. And but I think in a way it worked in my favor, because I wouldn't want to be intimidated by both of them while working. So at least I was getting to know DQ as, you know, we like bonded as friends first, and then Irrfan sir, I was already looking at him in awe. So it just helped to like have an easier thing happening, like for me to ease into everything. I just like, there was a little less pressure on me. Had I been DQ's fan before like I got into the film, maybe I don't know what I would have done, because I would have panicked. But it helped to know DQ as a person before I knew him as a star, to put it simply. And with Irrfan sir, the thing is that, I mean, he is who he is, right? So I was a little scared and worried, but he's not intimidating at all. Like, he doesn't do it deliberately. You will only be intimidated if you look at it that way, but he doesn't do it to you. And he's extremely great at his craft, and it took me a good 10 to 12 days to get used to the fact that I was acting with them. I had to like remind myself that, you know, I can't be watching them as an audience because I'm in this scene and the camera is watching me. But it has been really exciting because, and more than exciting, it's been enriching because with Irfan sir, I learned how to be present in a scene. Like, he's so spontaneous and he's so, like, he'll constantly throw surprises at you and you have to be aware. Like, you have to be there. You have to be present to give, to like, to respond to whatever he's giving. Like, there's always a give and take between co-actors. So it was a very important lesson that I learned from him. You know, very interestingly, the 3 things that I've done, apart from Katti Batti was like a film of, you know, it had Imran Khan and Kangana, and it was Nikhil sir's film. With Karwaan, Muramba especially, and all my web series, what happened was that everything was an experiment. You know what I mean? Because I'm saying that because, I mean, definitely the web series were an experiment because that's when the concept of web series was catching up. But even Muramba is done by a debutant director. The team was very small, very close-knit team. Like, even today we are all in touch with each other. Today we still call each other the Muramba family. And we're still, like, after a year, we still want to meet and we still keep meeting. And it's that equation. It's become more like personal than like impersonal. Like, there's nothing professional about it because we all like bonded really well because it was a close-knit circuit. Same thing happened with Karwaan. It was just easy to gel with everybody. The whole cast and crew was like really close-knit and we all got along really well. Today even, I mean, Karwaan is still about to release, but we are all still friends more than just like colleagues. So so I think I've been fortunate to be part of that kind of a work setup. I would say that nothing was like, because I always say that I always get asked that there's Bollywood and there's Marathi and what is the difference. But for me, it's always the content and the people associated with it is what matters to me. Honestly, whether it's a web series or it's a Marathi film or it's a Bollywood film, these are the 2 things that are very important to me. If I love the content is king, and I always say this, and then the people associated with it is also important to me. So these are the 2 things that I look out for, and I've been fortunate enough to have met the right kind of people on all the projects that I have worked with. So filmmakers, I always have a list. I know I want to work with Vishal Bhardwaj, I want to work with Imtiaz sir, Anurag Kashyap. I also want to work with Karan Johar actually as a director. But I have not thought of honestly the kind of films that I want to do. I don't like to plan anything essentially. I just like, if something comes my way, I read it, I like it, I'll do it. If I don't like it, I won't do it. So that's how I'm going to go about it still. I know that I want to do a period film at some point in time, but yeah. Karwaan. There's a film called Karwaan that's releasing on the 3rd of August. That's something to look forward to for sure. And the 3rd season of Girl in the City, we've just finished shooting for it. So that's going to release sometime very soon. And of course, the 2nd season of Little Things also we finished shooting for this year and will be out very soon. Thank you. Hi, you guys, I'm Mithila Palkar and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.